Welcome. Take a deep breath, and let's begin our journey into the wonderful world of macaws. Allow yourself to settle in. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. If these gentle journeys bring you peace, consider leaving a kind word, sharing this moment with another, or joining our growing flock of quiet dreamers. Comment your favorite animal and I might include it in the next video. Let's start with something beautiful to picture in your mind. Macaws are large, colorful parrots, native to the lush regions of Central and South America. Imagine, if you will, the vibrant rainforests, the misty cloud forests, the warm tropical valleys where these magnificent birds make their home. Their feathers display nature's most brilliant palette, deep blues like the ocean depths, radiant yellows like sunshine, vivid reds like a perfect sunset. These aren't just any birds. They are living rainbows, gliding through emerald canopies. When we speak of size, macaws truly command attention. They are among the largest parrots in the world, with some species reaching lengths of about 102 centimeters. That's over 3 feet long. Imagine a bird nearly as tall as a small child, most of that length coming from their spectacular, elongated tail feathers that trail behind them like elegant ribbons in flight. These impressive proportions make them unmistakable, unforgettable, truly remarkable creatures of the sky. You're doing wonderfully, simply listening, allowing these images to wash over you like gentle waves. Your breathing is becoming slower, deeper, more peaceful. There's no effort required. Just let yourself drift along with these words. Now, something tender about these vibrant birds. Macaws are highly social creatures, you see. They don't choose to live in solitude. Instead, they form deep bonds with one another. They thrive on companionship, on connection. Often, you'll find them living in devoted pairs or gathering in friendly flocks. There's something comforting about that, isn't there? The way they seek each other out, the way they choose togetherness. This social nature reveals itself in their family structures too. Many macaw species live in intimate family groups, usually 2 to 4 birds, even when these families join together into much larger flocks. Picture a family of macaws, perhaps a bonded pair with their young ones, staying close, watching over one another, maintaining their special bond even in a crowd. The parents teach their offspring. They fly together. They call to one another. This family unit remains intact, recognizable, even when hundreds of birds gather in the same area. Feel yourself sinking deeper now, your body growing heavier, more relaxed. You're absorbing this knowledge so effortlessly, like soil absorbing warm rain. Let your muscles soften, your jaw unclench, your shoulders drop away from your ears. You're doing beautifully. And speaking of those larger gatherings, some macaw flocks can grow into truly impressive groups, hundreds of birds strong. Can you imagine the sight? A massive, swirling congregation of color, filling the trees, decorating the branches like living ornaments. The sky itself seems to come alive when such a flock takes flight together. A kaleidoscope of motion, a festival of wings and feathers. In certain seasons, or when resources are abundant, these magnificent gatherings occur, nature's own celebration. Here's something interesting about finding these birds in the wild. Macaws can be extremely loud, so people often hear them well before they ever see them. Their voices carry a certain intensity, a boldness that matches their vibrant appearance. Researchers and bird watchers in the jungle often stop in their tracks, hearing that distinctive sound echoing through the forest, knowing that somewhere in the dense canopy above, macaws are nearby. Your mind is so calm right now, so receptive, like a still pond reflecting moonlight. You're learning, relaxing, releasing tension with every breath out. Notice how comfortable you feel, how safe, how peaceful. Continue to let go. In fact, macaws are often easier to hear than they are to see, because their calls carry over remarkably long distances. The rainforest is dense, you understand, thick with leaves and vines and branches. A brightly colored bird could be just above you, and you might never spot it through all that green. But their voices cut through the forest like beams of sound, announcing their presence, reaching across valleys and over treetops. This is how they've adapted, how they've learned to stay connected across the vast spaces of their forest home. The sounds they make are quite varied and complex. Macaws communicate with a wide range of squawks, whistles, and screams, each carrying specific meaning within the flock. It's their language, you see, their way of sharing information. A particular call might mean danger approaching, another might signal food source found here. Still another could be a simple greeting between mates. To our ears, it might sound chaotic, but to them, it's conversation, it's community, it's how they navigate their world together. You're drifting now, floating on these gentle facts like a leaf on a slow-moving stream. Your breathing is so steady, so rhythmic, so peaceful. Feel proud of yourself for taking this time, for choosing rest, for being here in this moment. You deserve this tranquility. Macaws are also incredible travelers. Some macaws journey more than 35 miles in a single day. Imagine that, while searching for food, shelter, or water. 35 miles through the air, over rainforest and rivers, across mountain slopes and valleys. They wake with the sun and begin their daily expedition, flying to feeding grounds, to clay licks, to fruiting trees, to watering holes. Their world is vast, and they traverse it with purpose and grace, never quite staying in one place for too long. And they move through this world with impressive speed. Macaws can fly fast, reaching speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, or about 56 kilometers per hour. Feel that sensation for a moment. The wind rushing past those brilliant feathers, the powerful wings beating in steady rhythm, the forest blurring below. They are built for this. Their streamlined bodies, their strong flight muscles, their aerodynamic tails all working together in perfect harmony. When a macaw needs to cover distance, it simply spreads those magnificent wings and soars. And now, take a moment to reflect, to let all of this settle into your awareness like snow falling softly on quiet ground. Those large and colorful parrots of Central and South America, among the largest parrots on Earth. You've discovered their social nature, how they bond in pairs and families, and gather in flocks of hundreds. You've heard about their voices, loud and far-carrying, a complex language of squawks and whistles, and you've journeyed with them, traveling 35 miles in a day, flying at speeds of 35 miles per hour, moving through their world with purpose and beauty. Let these images rest in your mind as you continue to relax, to breathe, to drift towards sleep. You're doing perfectly, just perfectly. Breathing slowly, settling even deeper into comfort. One of the most striking features of a macaw is its beak. Macaws have strong, hooked beaks, powerful and curved, designed by nature for a very specific purpose. These remarkable beaks help them crack hard nuts and seeds, the kind of shells that would seem impenetrable to most creatures. The beak is more than just strong. It's a perfect tool, curved like a question mark, with incredible force behind it, powerful enough to crack very hard seeds and nuts, shells that would resist a hammer, yet controlled enough to be gentle when needed. Watch a macaw work on a tough Brazil nut. Observe the precision, the patience, the way that formidable beak applies pressure exactly where it's needed, and the shell yields, revealing the treasure inside. You're relaxing so beautifully. Your body knows exactly what to do. Feel yourself sinking deeper into comfort, like settling into warm sand on a quiet beach. Each fact is a gentle wave, washing over you, soothing you. You're doing so well. Just listening, just being. Now, if you look closely at a macaw's face, you'll notice something quite distinctive. Their bare facial skin is one of the main traits that helps distinguish macaws from other parrots. While many parrots have feathers covering their entire face, macaws have these unique patches of exposed skin, usually around the eyes and cheeks. It's like nature's signature, a mark that says, "This is a macaw." This bare skin gives them an expressive quality, almost as if you can read their emotions more clearly, see their personality shining through. These facial patches are not all the same, you see. Macaws have a bare facial patch, and its size and pattern vary considerably by species. Some species have small, minimal patches, just delicate lines of skin showing through. Others have large, dramatic patches, bold and striking, and remarkably, The pattern is different for each species, like a fingerprint, like nature's way of labeling her creations. A blue and yellow macaw has its own distinctive pattern, different from a scarlet macaw, different from a green-winged macaw. If you know what to look for, you can identify the species just by examining these unique facial markings. Feel how calm your mind has become, how quiet, like a forest at dawn. Your thoughts are slowing, softening, dissolving like mist in morning sun. You're absorbing this knowledge effortlessly, without strain, without effort. Let your eyes grow heavier. You're breathing deeper. You're so peaceful right now. Here's something magical about macaws in flight. Their feathers can reveal hidden colors when they take to the air, especially the bright secondary feathers tucked under their wings. When a macaw is perched, resting in a tree, you see its primary colors, the blues and reds and greens of its body and outer wings. But then, it spreads its wings, launches into flight, and suddenly, surprise, flashes of color appear that weren't visible before. Brilliant yellows, unexpected oranges, vivid turquoise hidden beneath. It's like watching a secret being revealed, a gift being unwrapped, nature's own magic trick performed with every takeoff. The forest canopy becomes a light show as these hidden colors flash in the dappled sunlight. You're drifting beautifully now, floating between wakefulness and sleep, and that's exactly where you should be. Notice how comfortable your body feels, how supported, how safe. You're learning even as you let go, even as you release the day. This is your time, your peace. You're doing wonderfully. Let's look down at those remarkable feet for a moment. Macaw feet are zygodactyl. Now that's an interesting word to roll around in your sleepy mind. Zygodactyl. It means they have two toes facing forward and two toes facing backward. Not like our feet, not like most animals. This special arrangement gives them an incredible grip on branches, on perches, on anything they need to hold. Those feet work almost like hands, grasping, clutching, providing stability as they move through the treetops. Two forward, two back, creating a perfect balance, a natural symmetry. And they use these clever feet in fascinating ways. Macaws often use one foot to hold food while eating. Picture this peaceful scene. A macaw perched on a sturdy branch, lifting a piece of fruit or a nut up to its beak with one foot, like you might hold an apple while taking a bite. There's something almost human about it, something endearing. They'll stand on one foot, perfectly balanced, while the other foot becomes a hand, bringing food to that powerful beak. They can rotate the food, examine it, position it just right for cracking or peeling. Its tool use, its intelligence, its problem-solving in action. Your breathing is so rhythmic now, so steady, like gentle waves on a shore. In and out, in and out. Feel yourself letting go of any remaining tension, any thoughts about tomorrow, any concerns. They can wait. Right now, there is only this moment, this comfort, this peace. You deserve this rest, this tranquility. You're doing perfectly. Here's something curious about macaw appearance. Macaws are sexually monomorphic, which is simply a scientific way of saying that males and females usually look alike. Unlike many bird species, where the males are brightly colored and females are dull, or where there are obvious size differences, macaws don't follow that pattern. A male blue and gold macaw looks virtually identical to a female blue and gold macaw. The same brilliant plumage, the same size, the same coloring. You can't tell them apart just by looking. This is unusual in the bird world. Special, distinctive. It means that both parents can be equally vibrant, equally magnificent. There's an equality to it, a balance, both partners in a bonded pair displaying the same natural splendor. And speaking of those magnificent colors, here's something remarkable about how macaws maintain their brilliant appearance. Their feather colors actually depend on their diet. If macaws lose access to certain fruits or nuts, those bright colors begin to fade. The vivid reds might dull, the brilliant yellows might pale, the deep blues might lose their intensity. Their plumage is a reflection of what they eat, a mirror of the nutrients they consume. Certain pigments in their natural foods, carotenoids from fruits, nutrients from specific seeds, these actually become part of their feathers. It's nature's way of connecting them to their environment, ensuring they stay in their proper habitat. A well-fed macaw, with access to its natural diet, is a brilliant macaw, a vibrant macaw, a living testament to the health of its ecosystem. And now, let these new discoveries settle into your consciousness, like leaves settling on still water. You've learned about the macaw's powerful, curved beak, strong enough to crack the hardest nuts. You've discovered their distinctive bare facial patches, different for each species, helping us tell them apart. You've seen the hidden colors that flash when they fly, brilliant secondary feathers revealed only in flight. You've examined their zygodactyl feet, 2 toes forward, 2 back, feet they use like hands to hold their food. And you've learned that males and females look alike, and that their brilliant colors come from their diet, fading without the proper fruits and nuts they need. Let this knowledge rest gently in your mind as your body grows heavier, more relaxed, closer to sleep. You're right where you need to be, drifting, peaceful, calm. Welcome back, or perhaps you never really left. Just continuing this gentle journey, deeper into rest, deeper into the world of these remarkable birds. Let your body settle even more, releasing any tension, anywhere, just letting go. Let's explore something essential now, something that sustains these beautiful creatures, their nourishment, their food, the way they survive in their vibrant world. The macaw's diet, it usually includes fruits, nuts, seeds, and something quite interesting, sometimes clay. Imagine the abundance of the rainforest, ripe fruits hanging heavy on branches, nuts scattered across the forest floor, seeds of every kind. The macaw moves through this feast, selecting, choosing, guided by instinct and need. And among all these offerings, clay, earth itself, also calls to them. Now here's something fascinating, something that shows just how remarkable these birds truly are. Some species can eat fruits that are toxic to other animals, fruits that would sicken or even kill other creatures. Macaws consume with ease. They have adapted, evolved. Their bodies know secrets. They process what others cannot. Nature has given them a gift, a tolerance, a strength. You're doing so beautifully, absorbing these wonders, while releasing the day, releasing any worries. Your breathing has found its rhythm, slow and steady, like the tide, in and out. There's such peace in this learning, such gentle ease. You're exactly where you should be, drifting, learning, resting. And here's something that might surprise you. Macaws can eat hot peppers without any discomfort. The capsaicin, that fiery compound that makes peppers hot to us, it doesn't affect them at all. In fact, it may even help clear their airways. Imagine munching on the hottest pepper, feeling nothing but perhaps a pleasant clearing, a freshness. What burns our tongues, causes us to gasp and reach for water, to them, is simply food, maybe even beneficial, certainly harmless. The macaw moves through the world, tasting things we cannot, eating things we dare not, perfectly adapted, perfectly suited to their environment. Wild macaws, they have a curious behavior, something quite beautiful to witness. They sometimes gather at clay licks to eat mineral-rich clay. Picture this scene, if you will, a riverbank or a cliff face where earth is exposed, rich and mineral-laden. And here, macaws gather dozens, sometimes hundreds, a rainbow congregation, all coming together to eat the earth itself. Let yourself sink deeper now, your body heavy, comfortable, supported. Each word is like a soft wave, washing over you, and you're floating, so peaceful, so calm. You're learning these wonderful things, and with each fact, you drift further into tranquility. How lovely, how restful. You're doing perfectly. This clay-eating behavior, it serves a purpose, an important one. The clay may help neutralize toxins in the fruits and seeds they eat. Remember those toxic fruits we mentioned? The macaw's secret is partly in the clay. Their diet can include clay from riverbanks, specifically chosen specifically consumed to counteract the poisons, the natural defenses that plants have developed. It's a solution, elegant and ancient, earth, neutralizing, protecting, allowing. Scientists have a word for this behavior: geophagy, the eating of earth, of clay. Macaws practice geophagy, and it helps neutralize toxins from unripe or bitter fruits, while also providing essential minerals like sodium. It's multifunctional. This clay eating both shield and supplement, both protection and nourishment. Notice how relaxed your jaw has become, your shoulders, your hands, everything softening, everything at ease. You're absorbing this knowledge effortlessly, like soil absorbing rain. There's no strain, no effort required, just your mind gently receiving and your body gently releasing. You're being so kind to yourself, giving yourself this time, this peace. That's wonderful, truly wonderful. And here's something remarkable about this clay, this earth they consume. Macaws can get up to 40 times more sodium from clay than from their regular diet. 40 times. Imagine that ratio, that concentration. The clay is rich, dense with minerals, providing what the fruits and nuts cannot. Their bodies need sodium, as all bodies do, and they found it in the riverbanks, in the exposed earth, in the ancient soil. Now, let's return to those toxic fruits for a moment. Scarlet macaws, those brilliant red birds, they can eat fruits that are toxic enough to kill other animals. Not just sicken, but kill. And yet, the scarlet macaw, with its bright plumage, its confident flight, eats them freely. Between their unique digestive system and their clay consumption, they've unlocked food sources that remain closed to others. They thrive where others cannot. They feast where others must turn away. Your eyelids may be feeling heavy now, and that's perfect. Let them be heavy. Let them close. If they want to, you can still hear, still learn, still drift along on this gentle river of facts. You're so relaxed now, so peaceful. Each breath takes you deeper into comfort, into rest. You're doing wonderfully, just wonderful. All this food, these nuts, these seeds, they're not always easy to open. Many have hard shells, protective casings, barriers between the macaw and the nourishment inside. But macaws, they have a tool, a remarkable tool. Their powerful hooked beak can exert up to 500 psi. That's about 35 kilograms per square centimeter, enough pressure to crack Brazil nuts and palm kernels. 500 psi. Imagine that force concentrated in that curved, sharp beak. What would require tools for us? Hammers, nutcrackers, The macaw accomplishes with the body it was born with. Brazil nuts. Among the hardest nuts in the world, palm kernels, tough, resistant, they all yield to that powerful beak. There's something almost meditative about it. The macaw, taking a hard nut, positioning it just so, and applying pressure, steady, sure, until crack, the shell gives way, and the reward inside is revealed. We've discovered the macaw's diverse diet: fruits, nuts, seeds, and clay. And we've learned of their extraordinary ability to eat foods that would poison other animals. We've explored their relationship with capsaicin, how hot peppers hold no heat for them, perhaps even helping them breathe more clearly. We've witnessed their gatherings at clay licks, those beautiful congregations where they practice geophagy, eating mineral-rich clay from riverbanks, neutralizing the toxins in their food, and gaining up to 40 times more sodium than their regular diet provides. We've marveled at the scarlet macaw's particular resilience, consuming deadly fruits with ease. And we've understood the power in their beaks. 500 psi of pressure, cracking the hardest nuts, accessing nutrition that would otherwise remain locked away. The macaw is not just beautiful, but brilliantly adapted, a master of survival, thriving in a world of both abundance and danger. Let these images rest in your mind. The rainbow gathering at the clay lick, the powerful beak cracking open sustenance, the bird eating fire without burning. You're drifting now, deeper still, and that is exactly right. Just breathe and be. And so we continue drifting deeper into understanding, into rest. Your body knows what to do now. It's learned the rhythm of this gentle exploration. Just allow yourself to sink further into wherever you're resting, letting go more and more. Let's discover now the inner world of the macaw, their personality, their intelligence, their grace. Macaws are playful and inquisitive birds, not just noisy ones. Yes, they call loudly, they announce themselves, but there's so much more. Watch a macaw, truly watch, and you'll see curiosity, playfulness, joy. They investigate their world, turning objects over, exploring with beak and foot, discovering. They play with each other, with objects, with the sheer pleasure of movement. There's a lightness to them, a sense of wonder, not unlike a child, discovering, delighting, engaging with life. Macaws have a grooming behavior called preening. They use preening not just for hygiene, but also to strengthen social bonds. Imagine two macaws side by side on a branch, one gently running its beak through the other's feathers, careful, attentive, caring. This is more than cleaning. This is connection. Partners preen each other, parents preen their young. It's touch, it's trust, It's intimacy. Each gentle movement of the beak, straightening a feather, removing debris, it says, I am here. I care for you. We are together. You're doing so beautifully, settling deeper with each moment, each breath. Your mind is calm, like a still pond, reflecting these images, these gentle facts. There's no effort in this, no struggle, just peaceful receiving. You're giving yourself such a gift, this time, this rest, this quiet learning. How lovely, how peaceful. You're exactly where you need to be. Now, let's watch the macaw at work, high in the canopy, searching for food. Scarlet macaws can use their feet frequently to manipulate food items within the tree canopy while foraging. Picture this, a macaw hanging from a branch, one foot gripping, the other delicately holding a fruit or a nut, bringing it to the beak, adjusting, positioning. Their feet are like hands, nimble, capable, essential tools for survival. Wild scarlet macaws spend most of their time high in the tree canopy, relying on climbing to move within it. Up there, in the green cathedral of the rainforest, where sunlight filters through leaves, where the air is filled with life, the scarlet macaw makes its home. They don't always fly from tree to tree. Often, they climb, using beak and foot, moving along branches, up trunks, through the network of wood and leaf, navigating their vertical world with skill and confidence. Notice how your breathing has slowed, how deep and easy it's become. Your body is releasing, tension flowing away like water down a stream. With each fact, you become more relaxed, more peaceful. You're absorbing these images of macaws in treetops, and somehow, you're rising above your own worries, floating, free. You're doing so well, so perfectly well, just continuing to drift and learn and rest. As they move through this canopy world, scarlet macaws use a wide variety of tree supports, not just thick branches, but thin ones too, vines, even leaves, testing, trusting, their bodies understanding weight and balance and strength. They're acrobats, really moving through a three-dimensional world with grace and assurance. Each movement calculated, each grip secure. They flow through the canopy like water through a maze, finding paths, creating routes, always moving, always confident. And here's a charming detail. Scarlet macaws are left-footed. They preferentially use their left foot to manipulate food, just as humans are often right-handed or left-handed. Macaws have a preference too. Watch a scarlet macaw eating, and you'll likely see that left foot reaching, grasping, holding, bringing food to the beak. It's one more small wonder, one more specific detail in the beautiful complexity of these creatures. Your eyelids are so heavy now, perhaps closed, perhaps nearly closed. That's perfect. That's exactly right. You can still hear every word, still traveling with me through the canopy, learning about these magnificent birds. But your body is deeply relaxed, your mind so calm, so peaceful. You're doing wonderfully, truly wonderfully, just allowing yourself this deep, restful state. Macaws play an important role in their ecosystem. Scarlet macaws are both seed predators and seed dispersers, transporting large fruits and seeds over long distances. Some seeds they destroy, cracking them open, consuming the nutrients inside. But others they carry away, sometimes dropping them, sometimes eating the fruit and excreting the seed later, far from the parent tree. They're gardeners, in a way, planting forests without knowing, without intending, just by living, just by eating, just by flying from here to there. The rainforest, shaped partly by macaws, and macaws, shaped entirely by the rainforest, a relationship ancient and intertwined. When breeding season comes, their diet shifts slightly. Some macaws hunt insects and larvae to feed their growing chicks for extra protein. The parents, who normally eat fruits and nuts and seeds, now seek different food, smaller, moving, protein-rich. They catch insects, find larvae in bark, in leaves, bringing this concentrated nutrition back to the nest, to their babies, who need it to grow strong, to develop, to eventually take flight themselves. This parental care, adaptation, providing what is needed when it's needed. Let yourself sink even deeper now, so relaxed, so at peace. Every part of you, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, releasing, softening. You're learning about intelligence now, about capability, and your own mind is showing its capability by allowing you this rest, this peace. You're so wise to give yourself this time, so kind to yourself. That's beautiful, truly beautiful. And speaking of intelligence, macaws have the intelligence of a 3 to 4-year-old child. They're capable of solving puzzles, using tools, understanding cause and effect. Researchers have watched them problem solving, figuring out how to open containers, how to reach food that's hidden, how to use one object to obtain another. Their minds are sharp, curious, creative. They remember, they learn, they adapt. Behind those bright eyes, there's thought, there's understanding, there's awareness. And this intelligence manifests in a way we find particularly charming. Macaws are intelligent and can mimic human sounds and words. They listen to the sounds around them and they reproduce them, sometimes with startling accuracy. A word, a phrase, a laugh, a ringtone, macaws can learn to copy it. Not just random noise, but communication, connection. When a macaw speaks a human word, it's demonstrating incredible cognitive ability, the capacity to learn, to remember, to choose when to make that sound. It's intelligence and social awareness combined. We've seen that macaws are playful and inquisitive, full of curiosity and joy, not merely noisy, but engaged with their world. We've learned about preening, that intimate behavior that strengthens bonds between partners and family. We've watched scarlet macaws in the canopy, using their feet like hands, manipulating food, climbing more than flying, moving through a variety of tree supports with their characteristic left-footed preference. We've understood their dual role as both seed predators and seed dispersers, shaping the forest as they move through it. We've seen them adapt their diet during breeding season, hunting insects for their chicks. And we've recognized their remarkable intelligence, equivalent to a young child capable of problem-solving, tool use, and the impressive feat of mimicking human sounds and words. The macaw is not just beautiful or strong or well-adapted. The macaw is intelligent, playful, social, and aware, a creature of depth as well as color. Let these images settle softly, the left foot reaching, the gentle preening, the voice mimicking, intelligence shining through. You're so deeply relaxed now, so peaceful. Just breathe and be. And here we are, continuing our gentle journey, drifting deeper still into the world of macaws. Your body is so relaxed now, so comfortable, supported and safe. Let yourself continue sinking, softening, releasing anything you don't need to hold. Now, we come to something truly beautiful, something that touches the heart, the way macaws love. Many macaw species mate for life and form strong pair bonds. Imagine that, choosing a partner and staying together year after year, season after season, through all the challenges of life in the rainforest. The bond between mated macaws is profound, loyal, enduring. They choose each other and they remain together, a partnership, a commitment that lasts as long as they both shall live. And you can see this bond in the way they move through the world. Bonded pairs often fly close together, sometimes with their wings nearly touching. Picture it, two macaws soaring through the sky, so close, their wing beats synchronized, almost as one bird, their bright feathers nearly brushing, moving together through the air, through life. There's something deeply touching about this image, this closeness, this togetherness in flight. You're doing so beautifully, learning about love now, about commitment, while your own body and mind are in such harmony, such peace. Notice how calm you feel, how still, how restful. With each moment, you drift deeper into tranquility. You deserve this rest, this peace, this gentle time. You're being so good to yourself, and that's truly wonderful. Scarlet macaws, those brilliant red birds we've spoken of before, they are monogamous. They normally have only one mate for life, which they never switch. Never imagine that certainty, that constancy. In a world of change, of movement, of migration and seasons, the scarlet macaw's devotion remains unchanged. One partner, one bond, one love for a lifetime. It's remarkable, this fidelity, this commitment written into their very nature. But how do these bonds begin? When scarlet macaws start forming couples, they show certain behaviors, certain signs. They show dilated pupils, their eyes darkening, widening, a physical response to attraction, to interest. They engage in preening behavior, gentle grooming, touching, caring for each other's feathers, learning each other, building trust. And they feed each other, offering food, beak to beak, nourishing, sharing, an intimate gesture that says, I will care for you, I will provide for you, let us be together. Your breathing is so slow now, so deep, so peaceful. Each breath taking you further into rest, into calm. You're absorbing these beautiful images, these touching behaviors, and your heart is at ease. Your mind is quiet. You're learning about devotion while experiencing your own gentle devotion to rest, to peace, to self-care. How lovely, how perfect. You're doing so well. Once the bond is formed, scarlet macaws mate for life, and they nest from January through April in the holes of dead canopy trees. Those hollow trees, high up in the forest, become home, become nursery, become the place where new life begins. The pair finds a suitable hollow, inspects it, claims it, and there, in the darkness of the tree, surrounded by wood that was once alive, they create the next generation. Macaws, not just scarlet macaws but many species, they nest in tree hollows or cliff sides, depending on the species. Some prefer the heights of the forest, the security of a hollow trunk, high above the ground. Others, those living near cliffs, near rock faces, they choose ledges, crevices, holes in stone. Different species, different homes, but all seeking the same thing: safety, shelter, a place to raise their young. Notice how heavy your limbs feel, how completely relaxed you might feel, as though you're floating or sinking or both at once. That's perfect. That's exactly right. You're so deeply at peace now, learning about nests, about homes, about the places where life begins. And you, in your own resting place, are so safe, so comfortable. You're giving yourself exactly what you need. That's beautiful, truly beautiful. These nests, they're usually located high up. Macaws usually nest high up in tree hollows or, in some species, cliff sides. Height provides safety, distance from predators, a vantage point. The macaw parents, they choose wisely, instinctively knowing what their eggs will need, what their chicks will need to survive. High up, where the wind moves through, where the view extends far, where danger can be seen approaching. And once the eggs are laid, both parents share the responsibility. Both parents help defend the eggs and chicks. The mother, the father, both committed, both vigilant. They take turns, watching, protecting, ready to call out warnings, ready to use those powerful beaks to defend their young. Parenthood is a shared journey for macaws. Partnership extends beyond companionship into cooperation, into mutual care, into building a family together. Let yourself drift even deeper now, so relaxed, so calm, so peaceful. Your mind is like a quiet sky, and these words are like gentle clouds drifting across, soft, peaceful, easy. You're learning about family, about protection, about shared purpose, and your own mind and body are working together to give you this deep, restful, healing peace. You're doing wonderfully, so wonderfully. Macaws don't breed constantly. Scarlet macaws breed once every 1 to 2 years. Although some pairs mate year-round, there's a rhythm to it, a spacing that allows them to invest fully in each clutch of eggs, each set of chicks. Raising young requires tremendous energy, dedication, resources. By breeding every year or two, the parents ensure they can provide everything their chicks need to thrive. When breeding season comes, females typically produce 2 to 4 white, rounded eggs. Not many, but each one precious, full of potential. 2 to 4 eggs nestled together in the darkness of the hollow, smooth, white, perfect. The mother, the father, both tending them, keeping them warm, keeping them safe, waiting for the moment when life will crack through those shells and emerge small and helpless and entirely dependent. Feel how completely at ease you are, how deeply restful this state has become. You're floating in peace, learning these gentle facts about eggs, about care, about the slow, patient work of creating new life. There's no rush, no urgency, just the slow unfold of information, of images, of understanding. You're so relaxed, so calm, drifting, learning, resting. How perfect, how peaceful. Here's a beautiful detail. Mated adults lay up to 2 eggs per year, and they preen each other and their chicks for hours to clean bugs from feathers. Hours. Think of that dedication, that patience. The parents taking turns, carefully, methodically, going through feathers, removing parasites, maintaining health, maintaining comfort. They preen each other, maintaining their bond, caring for their partner. And they preen their chicks, caring for the vulnerable, the dependent, teaching them through touch, through attention, what care means, what family means. Hours of gentle grooming, hours of connection, hours of love, expressed through simple, necessary, intimate touch. We've discovered that many macaw species mate for life, forming strong pair bonds, flying so close their wings nearly touch. We've learned that scarlet macaws are monogamous, never switching partners, beginning their courtship with dilated pupils, mutual preening, and feeding each other. We've understood their nesting patterns, mating for life and nesting from January through April, in tree hollows high in the canopy, or on cliff sides, depending on species. We've seen that both parents defend their eggs and chicks, sharing the responsibility of protection and care. We've learned they breed once every 1 to 2 years, with females typically producing 2 to 4 white, rounded eggs, and we've witnessed the beautiful dedication of parents preening each other and their chicks for hours, maintaining health, maintaining bonds. The macaw knows something about love, about commitment, about partnership that endures. Wings nearly touching, flying through life together. Let these images rest gently in your peaceful mind. The pair in flight, the eggs in the hollow, the patient preening, love in action. You're so deeply relaxed now, so at peace. Just breathe and be. Welcome to this next part of our journey, deeper still, into understanding, into rest. You've traveled so far already, learned so much, and relaxed so completely. Let yourself continue, sinking into comfort, releasing into peace. There's nothing to do but listen and drift. Now, let us explore something precious, something remarkable, the gift of time that macaws possess. Some macaws can live for decades, and a few species can reach 60 years or more in captivity. 60 years, think of that span. The seasons, the changes, the experiences A macaw, living through decades, watching the world change around it, remembering, learning, growing wiser. These are not brief lives. These are long journeys, extended existences, rich with time. And some individuals, they live even longer. Some captive macaws have been known to live as long as 90 years. 90 years, nearly a human lifetime, nearly a century. Imagine a macaw hatching when your grandparents were young and living still into today, generation after generation of humans, knowing the same bird, the same bright eyes, the same colorful wings, enduring, persisting, living year after year after year. You're doing so beautifully, settling deeper with each breath, with each moment. Your body is so relaxed now, so completely at ease. Notice the stillness, the quiet, the peace. You're learning about longevity, about time, and you're giving yourself this timeless moment, this perfect now, where nothing is urgent, nothing is pressing. You're so wise to rest like this, so kind to yourself. That's wonderful, truly wonderful. In the wild, life is different, perhaps shorter, but still remarkably long. Scarlet macaws have an average lifespan of 40 to 50 years. In the wild, 40 to 50 years of flying free, of navigating the rainforest, of finding food, of raising young, of living as they were meant to live. Even in the wild, with its challenges, its predators, its uncertainties, the scarlet macaw endures for decades. It's a testament to their strength, their adaptability, their will to survive. In fact, Era macaws have the longest lifespan among all parrot species, living up to 40 to 50 years in the wild. They outlive their cousins. They outlast so many others. Among the parrots, diverse and numerous as they are, the macaws stand apart, not just in size, not just in color, but in the sheer length of their existence. Feel yourself sinking deeper now, so peaceful, so calm. Your breathing is slow, gentle, effortless. You're absorbing these facts about long lives, about endurance, and you're experiencing your own body's endurance, its ability to rest, to recover, to renew. With each fact, you drift further into tranquility, into healing rest. You're doing so well, so perfectly well, just continuing to float in this peaceful space. But why? Why do macaws live so long? Scientists believe their large brains may explain why they outlive most animal species. Those intelligent minds we discussed before, capable of solving puzzles, of using tools, of mimicking speech. Those brains are not just smart, but protective. A larger brain relative to body size seems to correlate with longevity. Perhaps intelligence allows for better decisions, better problem solving, better adaptation. Perhaps the brain protects the body through wisdom, through learning, through understanding. The macaw's mind may be the secret to its years. Notice how completely relaxed you are now, how deeply peaceful. Your mind, like the macaw's, is working for you, allowing you this rest, this recovery, this gentle peace. You're so capable, so worthy of this time. With each word, you sink deeper into comfort, into stillness. You're learning about intelligence, about survival, while giving yourself the intelligent gift of rest. How beautiful, how perfect. You're doing wonderfully. We've touched on this before, but it bears repeating. Macaws are known for being able to mimic human speech. That remarkable brain, that impressive intelligence, it allows them to listen, to learn, to reproduce the sounds we make. Words, phrases, tones, inflections. Macaws can absorb them, store them, and speak them back. It's a bridge between species, a connection that fascinates us and demonstrates the depth of their cognitive abilities. Scarlet macaws, in particular, can be taught to mimic sounds and words, and many of them talk quite well. Not just random noise, but clear words, recognizable phrases, spoken with intention, sometimes even in appropriate context. A scarlet macaw might greet you when you enter a room or say goodbye. When you leave, they learn what sounds go with what situations, and they participate in their own way in communication, in relationship, in connection. Let yourself drift even deeper now, so relaxed, so at peace. Your eyelids so heavy, your body so still, your mind so quiet. You're learning about speech, about communication, but you don't need to speak. You don't need to do anything. Just listen, just rest, just be. You're giving yourself exactly what you need. This peaceful time, this gentle learning, this deep relaxation. You're doing so well, so beautifully well, just drifting and learning and resting. And here's something touching about these remarkable birds. Scarlet macaws are friendly and tend to share strong bonds with their owners or caretakers. Remember, they mate for life in the wild, forming profound partnerships. In captivity, that capacity for bonding extends to humans. A macaw and its caretaker can form a relationship, deep and meaningful, lasting years, even decades. The macaw recognizes, remembers, trusts, cares for the human who cares for it. They preen their caretakers, they speak to them, they show affection, they demonstrate loyalty. It's friendship across species. It's connection that transcends difference. We've learned that macaws can live for decades, with some species reaching 60 years or more in captivity, and some exceptional individuals living as long as 90 years. We've understood that in the wild, scarlet macaws average 40 to 50 years, the longest lifespan among all parrot species. We've discovered that scientists believe their large brains may explain this remarkable longevity, helping them outlive most animal species. We've revisited their ability to mimic human speech, with scarlet macaws particularly adept, learning to talk quite well when taught. And we've learned that scarlet macaws are friendly, forming strong bonds with their owners or caretakers, bringing that same capacity for connection from the wild into human homes. The macaw is a creature of time, of intelligence, of enduring bonds, living long, remembering much, connecting deeply. Let these images settle. The elderly macaw, wise with years, the speaking bird, bridging worlds, the friend, across species, connection, enduring. You're so deeply peaceful now, so completely at rest. Just breathe and be. And so, we continue floating deeper into knowledge, into peace. You've come so far on this journey, learned so much, and your body, your mind, they're in such harmony now, such deep rest. Let yourself keep drifting. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, just this gentle exploration, continuing. Now, let us step back and look at the bigger picture, the family, the lineage, the scientific story of where macaws belong in the great tapestry of life. The genus Era includes several macaw species, including some that are among the most endangered parrots in the world. Era, this is the scientific grouping, the family name that brings together many macaw species. And within this family, there is beauty, and there is also fragility. Some of the rarest parrots on Earth, some of the most threatened, they belong here to Era. It's a reminder that beauty and vulnerability often walk together. These magnificent birds face challenges, face threats, their futures uncertain. According to one source, the genus Era includes 12 macaw species, 12 distinct types, 12 variations on the theme of macaw, each with its own colors, its own range, its own story. 12 branches on one family tree, related but unique, sharing the name Era, sharing the characteristics that make a macaw a macaw. You're doing so beautifully, learning these scientific details, while remaining so deeply relaxed. Notice how your mind can hold information, even in this peaceful state. You don't have to strain, you don't have to effort, just gently receiving, gently absorbing. Your body is so still, so comfortable, and your mind is calm, like a clear pool, reflecting these facts effortlessly. You're wonderful, truly wonderful, just resting and learning. The genus Era is a neotropical genus of macaws. Neotropical, a beautiful word meaning new world tropics. Neo, new, tropical, of the warm places. These birds belong to the Americas, to the New World, to the tropical zones of a vast hemisphere. When we say neotropical, we're speaking of geography, of climate, of a specific place in Earth's vast diversity. To be more specific, the genus Era is neotropical, meaning its species are native to the tropical Americas. From Central America down through South America, the warm belt, the green places, the rainforests and savannas of the Western Hemisphere. This is Macaw country. This is where Era evolved, adapted, thrived. The tropical Americas shaped these birds, and these birds shaped these forests, an ancient relationship continuing even now. Feel how deeply peaceful you are, how completely at rest. You're breathing so slow, so gentle, each breath taking you deeper into tranquility. You're learning about geography now, about places, and you're in your own place, safe, comfortable, exactly where you need to be. You're being so kind to yourself, giving yourself this time, this rest, this gentle journey. How lovely, how perfect. You're doing so well. In the scientific classification of life, the genus Era is part of the tribe Arini, which is the tribe of neotropical parrots. Tribe, a grouping larger than genus, bringing together related groups under one umbrella. Arini, the neotropical parrots, and within that tribe, Era, the macaws. It's like a family structure, great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, children, each level, more specific, more refined. Arini is the tribe, and Era is one of its important members, one of its most spectacular representatives. Now, where does this name come from? This word, Era? The name Era is thought to be connected to the Portuguese word arara, which itself comes from a Tupi word for macaw. Layers of language, Portuguese, spoken by colonizers, by explorers who came to South America and heard the indigenous people, the Tupi, speaking their own word for these magnificent birds. Arara, a word that sounds almost like the call of the bird itself, sharp, clear, distinctive. And from Aurora, the scientific community took era, carrying forward an indigenous word into Latin classification, a bridge between languages, between cultures, between ways of knowing the world. Notice how relaxed your jaw has become, your shoulders, your hands, everything so soft, so loose, so at ease. You're learning about names, about language, about the layers of meaning in a simple word, and you're experiencing your own layers of relaxation, each one deeper than the last, sinking down through consciousness toward sleep, toward deep rest. You're doing wonderfully, so wonderfully, just drifting, floating, learning, releasing. The Portuguese word arara, the one that became era, it traces back to that Tupi word for macaw, the indigenous peoples who lived with these birds, who knew them intimately, who heard them daily, who saw them as part of their world. They had a word, and that word survived, transformed, but survived, carried forward into modern science. When we say era, we're echoing, however faintly, those original observers, those first namers, the Tupi people, speaking of Macaws centuries ago. How many species are we speaking of? The answer shifts slightly depending on the source. Some sources describe the genus Era as having 8 living species and at least 2 extinct species. 8 that still fly, that still call, that still paint the skies with color, and 2, at least 2, that are gone, that have fallen silent, that we know of only through records, through bones, through memories. Other sources count differently. 12 living species we mentioned earlier, but here, 8 living, 2 extinct. The difference lies in classification, in which birds are grouped where, in ongoing scientific discussion. Let yourself sink even deeper now, so peaceful, so calm. You're learning about loss now, about extinction, but even this can be held gently in your relaxed mind. You don't need to grip anything, not sadness, not worry. Just let it all drift through like clouds across your peaceful sky. You're so deeply relaxed, so completely at ease. You're giving yourself such a gift, this time, this space, this gentle rest. You're doing beautifully, truly beautifully, just breathing and being. And among the living species, among those 8 or 12, depending on how we count, one stands out in size. The green-winged macaw is the largest species in the genus Era, even larger than the scarlet macaw we've spoken of so often. The green-winged macaw is the giant among giants, with its deep red body, And those patches of green on its wings, it's magnificent and massive. The largest era, the biggest of its family, a testament to the diversity within the genus, from large to even larger, all sharing that common ancestry, all carrying that name, era. We've discovered that the genus era includes several macaw species, with 12 species according to one source, or 8 living species plus at least 2 extinct species, according to another. We've learned that era is a neotropical genus, meaning its species are native to the tropical Americas, and that it belongs to the tribe Arini, the neotropical parrots. We've explored the etymology of the name era, connected to the Portuguese word arara, which traces back to a Tupi word for macaw, carrying indigenous knowledge into scientific naming. And we've identified the green-winged macaw as the largest species in the genus era, the giant among these already magnificent birds. The genus era is a family story of connection, of diversity, of beauty, and of loss. Names carry history, and these birds carry on in the forests they've always known. Let these thoughts rest gently. The word era, echoing ancient voices. The green-winged giant, spreading vast wings. The family tree, branching through time. You're so deeply at peace now, so completely relaxed. Just breathe and be. Here we are again, continuing ever deeper into understanding, into rest. You've traveled so far with such patience, such openness. Your body knows by now exactly what to do, sinking deeper with each word, each breath, each gentle moment. Let yourself continue releasing, softening, drifting. Now, let us meet 2 species more closely. Let us see them, truly see them, in all their distinctive beauty. The green-winged macaw is the largest living species in the genus era. We mentioned this before, but now let's truly appreciate it. The largest, the most substantial, the most impressive in terms of size among all the era macaws. Imagine this bird perched on a branch, massive, powerful, magnificent, a giant among giants. Green-winged macaws can be distinguished from scarlet macaws by their mostly green wing feathers and red lines around the eyes. At a glance, both birds are predominantly red, both spectacular, but look closer. The wings on the green-winged macaw are different. Where the scarlet shows yellow and blue, the green-winged shows, as its name suggests, mostly green. And the face, there are red lines, delicate markings around the eyes, unique to this species. You're doing so beautifully, learning to see the differences, the details that make each species unique. Your mind is so calm, so receptive, absorbing these images, these descriptions. You don't need to try. You don't need to strain, just gently receiving as you drift deeper into relaxation, into peace. You're so wise to give yourself this time, this gentle learning, this restorative rest. How wonderful, truly wonderful. Those red lines around the eyes, they're quite specific. Green-winged macaws have characteristic red lines around their eyes, formed by rows of tiny feathers on otherwise bare white skin patches. Picture it, white skin, bare of feathers, like a mask, and across this white, delicate lines of red, tiny feathers, arranged in rows, creating a pattern, distinctive, beautiful, like face paint, naturally occurring, a mark of identity, a signature of the green-winged macaw. When seen together, the green-winged macaw is clearly larger than the scarlet macaw. Side by side, the difference is obvious. The green-winged, notably bigger, more massive, standing taller, weighing more. Both are large birds, both impressive, but the green-winged takes the title of largest in their genus. It's a gentle giant, powerful, yet possessing that same intelligence, that same capacity for bonding we've discussed. Notice how your body has settled, how completely relaxed you've become. Your breathing, so slow, so deep, so effortless. You're learning about these magnificent birds, these subtle differences, and with each fact, you drift further into tranquility. Your mind is like a calm lake, reflecting these images, these birds, so clearly, so peacefully. You're doing wonderfully, so wonderfully, just continuing to rest and learn and release. The green-winged macaw's wing feathers, they're mostly green, but can occasionally sport a few yellow feathers above the green band. Even within a species, there's variation, individuality. Most show only green, but a few have touches of yellow just above the green, a hint of additional color, a personal variation, making each bird slightly different, slightly unique, even within its species. Now, let's turn our attention to the scarlet macaw, that brilliant bird we've mentioned so often and truly see it in all its glory. The scarlet macaw is recognizable by its bright red body with yellow and blue wings, red as its primary color, covering most of the body, vibrant, impossible to miss. But the wings, they're different. Yellow, bright and warm, and blue, cool and striking, creating a contrast, a combination that's unmistakable. Red, yellow, and blue, primary colors, all together on one living creature, a painting in motion. Feel yourself sinking even deeper now, so peaceful, so at ease. You're visualizing these colors, red, yellow, blue, and the colors themselves are calming you, settling you deeper into rest. There's such beauty in these images, such wonder, and you're receiving it all with grace, with openness. You're being so good to yourself, allowing this time, this peace, this gentle journey. That's beautiful, truly beautiful. You're doing so well. In fact, the scarlet macaw is one of the best-known members of the genus Era because of its red, yellow, and blue plumage. These colors, so bright, so primary, so vivid, they make the scarlet macaw perhaps the most recognizable, the most iconic macaw species. When people picture a macaw, often it's the scarlet they see. In their mind's eye, its fame comes from its colors, from the striking combination that evolution has painted across its body. Scarlet macaws are among the largest parrots, reaching about 31 inches from beak to tail. 31 inches, over 2.5 feet. Imagine a bird that long, perched near you, from the tip of its powerful beak, all the way down to the end of its long tapered tail. 31 inches of vibrant color, of intelligence, of presence. And some are even larger. The Cyanoptera subspecies of scarlet macaw can reach up to 36 inches from beak to tail, making it one of the longest macaws. A subspecies, a variation within the species that grows even larger. 36 inches, 3 full feet, among the longest of all macaws. Size varies even within a species, depending on location, on genetics, on subspecies. But all scarlet macaws are substantial, impressive birds. Notice how completely relaxed you are now, how deeply peaceful. Your entire body, from head to toe, released, softened, at ease. You're learning about measurements, about size. But there's no effort, no strain, just gentle absorption. Each fact settles into your calm mind like a stone sinking into still water, creating ripples, then peace. You're doing wonderfully, truly wonderfully, just drifting and learning and resting so deeply. Where do these magnificent scarlet macaws live? They live in South and Central America, across both regions, both parts of this vast tropical territory, not confined to one country or one forest, but spread across a huge area, adapting to different forests, different climates, different elevations, all within the broader tropical Americas. More specifically, scarlet macaws live in a range that spans from southern Mexico through Peru, Bolivia, eastern Brazil, and Trinidad. From north to south, from Mexico in the north down through Central America, into the Amazon basin, to Bolivia and Brazil, and out to Trinidad, an island in the Caribbean. That's an enormous spread, thousands of miles, crossing borders, crossing ecosystems, wherever the conditions are suitable, wherever the forest provides what they need. Feel how heavy your eyelids are, how your body seems to be melting into wherever you're resting. You're so deeply relaxed now, so completely at peace. You're learning about geography, about vast ranges, and you're in your own space, safe, comfortable, perfectly at rest. You're giving yourself such a gift, this time, this peaceful learning, this deep relaxation. How lovely, how perfect. You're being so kind to yourself. Scarlet macaws are endemic to several countries in South and Central America, including Mexico through Brazil. Endemic, meaning these are their native lands, where they evolved, where they belong, where they've lived for thousands upon thousands of years. From the forests of southern Mexico, all the way to the vast Amazon of Brazil, these countries are home to the scarlet macaw. And the size of this territory, their range covers over 2.5 million square miles, making it enormous. 2.5 million square miles. Imagine that vastness. That's roughly the size of the entire United States, excluding Alaska. An enormous range, one of the largest for any parrot species, stretching across multiple countries, multiple ecosystems, a testament to the scarlet macaw's adaptability, its resilience, its ability to thrive in diverse environments. Let yourself drift even deeper, so peaceful, so calm, so still. You're learning about vast spaces, about millions of square miles, and you're in your own space, perfectly sized, perfectly comfortable for you. There's no need to hold on to these facts, no need to memorize. Just let them flow through like a gentle stream, washing over you, soothing you, calming you as you sink deeper and deeper into rest. You're doing so beautifully, so perfectly, just being and breathing and learning. But here's something important to understand. The range of scarlet macaws is large, but fragmented. Not one continuous territory, but broken, separated. Their overall range is broad, but many populations are broken into separate, disconnected areas, patches of habitat, islands of forest, where scarlet macaws live, surrounded by areas where they don't. Perhaps the forest has been cleared. Perhaps the land has changed for whatever reason. The continuous range has been interrupted, divided, fragmented. This means that different populations may be isolated from each other, unable to mix, unable to interbreed, each group on its own island of suitable habitat. It's a challenge for the species, this fragmentation, but the scarlet macaw persists, adapting, surviving in the patches that remain, calling out across the fragments, maintaining their presence in the tropical Americas that have always been their home. We've met the green-winged macaw, the largest living species in the genus Era, distinguished from the scarlet by its mostly green wing feathers and the characteristic red lines around its eyes, formed by tiny feathers on bare white skin. We've seen them side by side, the green-winged clearly larger, with wing feathers that are mostly green, occasionally sporting a few yellow feathers above the green band. We've admired the scarlet macaw, one of the best-known members of Era, recognizable by its bright red body with yellow and blue wings, that striking plumage that has made it famous. We've learned that scarlet macaws are among the largest parrots, reaching about 31 inches from beak to tail, with the Cyanoptera subspecies reaching up to 36 inches, one of the longest macaws. We've traced their range across South and Central America, from southern Mexico through Peru, Bolivia, eastern Brazil, and Trinidad, endemic to these countries, covering over 2.5 million square miles, an enormous territory. And we've understood that while their overall range is broad, many populations are fragmented, broken into separate, disconnected areas, patches of presence in a changing landscape. The green-winged and the scarlet, giants of the canopy, masters of color, living across vast territories, each beautiful, each unique, each struggling to endure in a fragmenting world. Let these images rest. The red lines on white skin, the red, yellow, and blue wings, the vast broken range, the persistence of beauty. You're so deeply relaxed now, so perfectly at peace. Just breathe and be. And we drift onward, deeper still, into understanding, into peace. You're so relaxed now, so completely at ease, your body resting, your mind calm, just continuing this gentle journey, learning, releasing, being. Let's explore now where these magnificent birds make their homes, the specific places, the particular habitats they choose. Some scarlet macaws can be found in lowland humid rainforests, up to about 1,000 meters in elevation. Lowland meaning not the mountains, not the high peaks, but the lower regions, where the air is warm, where moisture hangs heavy, where the forest grows thick and green. Humid rainforests, places of constant growth, constant life, where rain falls regularly, where rivers flow, where everything is lush, and up to about 1,000 meters, that's roughly 3,300 feet, not sea level necessarily, but not high altitude, just the lower slopes, the valleys, the floodplains, where conditions are just right. They are usually found in lowland humid rainforests and can occur up to about 1,000 meters in elevation. This is their preferred zone, their optimal habitat, where they thrive best. Below 1,000 meters, in the humid embrace of the lowland rainforest, this is where, if you went looking, you'd most likely find them. You're doing so beautifully, learning about these specific places, these particular elevations. Your mind is absorbing this effortlessly while your body rests so deeply, so completely. Notice how calm you feel, how peaceful, how far you've drifted from any stress, any tension. You're in your own perfect place, safe, comfortable, exactly where you need to be. How wonderful, how lovely. You're being so kind to yourself, giving yourself this restorative time. Within these forests, scarlet macaws have preferences. They prefer tall, deciduous trees in forests and near rivers, often in large, noisy groups. Tall trees reaching up toward the light, toward the sky. Deciduous, meaning they shed their leaves seasonally, creating cycles of growth and rest. And near rivers, where water flows, where fish swim, where the forest is fed by flowing water. Here, near rivers, in tall trees, scarlet macaws gather in groups, large ones, calling out, communicating, creating that noise that carries through the forest, announcing their presence. But let's compare, for a moment, the scarlet macaw with another species, the blue and yellow macaw, to understand how different species choose differently. Scarlet macaws mainly live in open woodland and tropical savanna, while blue and yellow macaws prefer forest and palm trees near rivers and marshes. Two related species, but different preferences. The scarlet choosing more open areas, woodland rather than dense forest, savanna, where trees are scattered, where there's space between. The blue and yellow preferring denser forest, and specifically palm trees near water, rivers and marshes, wetlands, where palms grow tall. Notice how deeply you're breathing, how slow, how peaceful. You're learning about different habitats, about choices, about preferences, and you're experiencing your own perfect environment for rest, for peace, for gentle learning. Your body knows exactly what it needs, and you're giving it with such wisdom, such care. Each breath takes you deeper into tranquility, into calm. You're doing wonderfully, truly wonderfully, just drifting and absorbing and resting so deeply. It's interesting, when you compare species, you notice behavioral differences too. Scarlet macaws display more aggressive behaviors and less friendly contact patterns compared to blue and yellow macaws. The scarlet is perhaps more territorial, more assertive, less inclined toward gentle social contact than its blue and yellow cousin. Both are social, both live in groups, but the quality of that sociality differs slightly. The scarlet maintains more distance, shows more aggression, less of that gentle preening, less of that close contact we see in other species. The still bonded, still connected to its mate, but perhaps more independent, more assertive in its interactions. Even within the scarlet macaw species, there's diversity. There are different subspecies of scarlet macaws, including one found entirely in South America. Subspecies, variations within a species, populations that have adapted to specific regions, developing slight differences in size, in exact coloring, in behavior, but still fundamentally scarlet macaws. One subspecies lives entirely in South America, separated perhaps by geography, by mountain ranges or rivers, evolving slightly differently from its Central American cousins. Feel how completely relaxed you are now, how your whole body has surrendered to rest, to comfort, to peace. You're learning about variation, about difference, about the beautiful diversity within species, and you're experiencing your own beautiful moment of rest, of learning, of self-care. There's such gentleness in this, such ease. You don't need to do anything. Just be here, breathing, listening, drifting deeper and deeper. You're doing so well, so beautifully well, giving yourself exactly what you need. And of course, we remember scarlet macaws are part of the genus Era, which includes multiple macaw species. They're not alone in this family. They share the genus with the green-winged macaw we've discussed, with the blue and yellow macaw, with military macaws, with others, all part of Era, all sharing common ancestors, all carrying those fundamental macaw characteristics: large size, intelligence, social bonds, powerful beaks, but each with their own colors, their own ranges, their own preferences for habitat and food and social interaction. We've discovered that scarlet macaws are found in lowland humid rainforests up to about 1,000 meters in elevation, preferring tall, deciduous trees in forests and near rivers, where they gather in large, noisy groups. We've learned that scarlet macaws mainly live in open woodland and tropical savanna, different from blue and yellow macaws, who prefer forest and palm trees near rivers and marshes. We've noted that scarlet macaws display more aggressive behaviors and less friendly contact patterns compared to their blue and yellow cousins. We've understood that there are different subspecies of scarlet macaws, including one found entirely in South America. And we've remembered that scarlet macaws are part of the genus Era, which includes multiple macaw species, a diverse family of magnificent birds. The scarlet macaw chooses its home carefully: open woodland, savanna, lowland rainforest, near rivers, in tall trees, living its life with independence and strength, part of a larger family, yet distinctly itself. Let these images settle. The tall deciduous trees, the rivers flowing, the open savanna, the noisy groups, home. You're so deeply peaceful now, so completely at rest. Just breathe and be. Here we are, continuing our gentle journey, drifting deeper into understanding. You're so relaxed now, so completely at peace. Your body resting, your mind calm, just floating along on this river of knowledge, this stream of tranquility. Now, we must acknowledge, gently, compassionately, some of the challenges these magnificent birds face in our modern world. Scarlet macaws are not currently listed as endangered, but their populations are still affected by habitat loss and trapping. Not endangered, not yet, not officially, but not entirely safe either. The forests they call home are shrinking, cleared for agriculture, for development, for human needs, and trapping, people capturing wild birds to sell as pets, still happens despite laws, despite protections. The scarlet macaw persists, but not without pressure, not without challenges, not without loss. And they're not alone in facing these struggles. Several macaw species are endangered because of habitat loss and the illegal pet trade. Across the genus era, across the family of macaws, many species face threats. Their forests disappearing, and the demand for these beautiful birds as pets, driving illegal capture, illegal trade. Beauty sometimes becomes a burden when humans desire to possess it. You're doing so beautifully, holding these difficult truths while remaining so calm, so peaceful. You can acknowledge sadness and still feel deeply relaxed. Your compassion flows gently like a quiet stream, not overwhelming, not disturbing your peace. You're so wise to care and so kind to yourself to maintain your rest, your tranquility. That's wonderful, truly wonderful. Just continuing to breathe slowly, deeply, letting yourself drift, even as you learn, even as you understand. Here's something that makes scarlet macaws particularly vulnerable. Less than 20% of the scarlet macaw population reproduces each year, making them very vulnerable to threats. Less than 20%. Think of that. Out of every 5 scarlet macaws, fewer than 1 successfully breeds in any given year. Perhaps they don't find suitable nesting sites. Perhaps conditions aren't right. Perhaps they're not old enough or paired yet. Whatever the reasons, reproduction is slow, recovery is slow. When populations decline, They don't bounce back quickly. They can't. When so few are raising young each year, this slow reproduction, combined with habitat loss and trapping, creates a fragile situation. Each bird becomes more precious, each successful nest more vital. The species endures, but carefully, delicately, walking a tightrope between persistence and decline. Notice how calm you remain, even learning these challenging facts. Your breathing, still slow, still steady. Your body, still deeply relaxed. You're absorbing this information with grace, with compassion, without tension. You care, but you're not carrying stress. You understand, but you're not disturbed. That's such wisdom, such balance. You're doing wonderfully, so wonderfully, just continuing to rest and learn and breathe. Now, here's something fascinating about scarlet macaw biology. Scarlet macaws can hybridize with other macaw species, sometimes creating rare forms like bright orange plumage. When a scarlet macaw mates with a different species, perhaps a blue and yellow or a green-winged, they can produce offspring hybrids with characteristics of both parents. Sometimes, this creates unexpected colors, bright orange, where red and yellow genes mix, creating something rare, something unusual, something that doesn't occur in pure populations. In fact, most scarlet macaws found in captivity are hybrids, the product of crossbreeding more than one macaw species. In zoos, in private collections, in breeding programs, the birds may look like scarlet macaws, but genetically, they're mixed. Perhaps one parent was pure scarlet, and the other was blue and yellow, or perhaps both parents were already hybrids. Over generations, in captivity, pure bloodlines become rare. The birds are still beautiful, still intelligent, still worthy of care, but they're not genetically pure scarlet macaws. Feel how deeply relaxed you are now, how peacefully you're resting. You're learning about genetics, about mixing, about hybrids, and your own mind is in perfect harmony, perfectly at peace. There's such gentleness in this moment, such ease. You're giving yourself this beautiful gift of rest, of learning, of quiet time. How lovely, how perfect. You're being so kind to yourself, just drifting deeper and deeper into tranquility. And finally, a poignant reminder of why these birds need companionship. Scarlet macaws can get lonely, leading to nervous habits like feather biting or tearing off their own feathers. Remember, we learned they're social birds. They mate for life. They live in flocks. They need connection. When isolated, when alone, especially in captivity, without a mate, Without a flock, they suffer. Psychologically, they struggle, and that struggle manifests in their bodies. They bite their own feathers, pull them out, harm themselves, not from physical illness, but from loneliness, from isolation, from lack of what they need most: connection, companionship, belonging. It's a reminder that beauty and intelligence require more than food and shelter. These birds need what we all need in our own ways: relationship, community, not to be alone. We've understood that scarlet macaws are not currently listed as endangered, but their populations are still affected by habitat loss and trapping. We've recognized that several macaw species are endangered due to these same pressures: habitat loss and illegal pet trade. We've learned that less than 20% of scarlet macaws reproduce each year, making them very vulnerable to threats, their recovery slow, their future fragile. We've discovered that scarlet macaws can hybridize with other species, creating rare forms like bright orange plumage, and that most captive scarlet macaws are actually hybrids, mixed with other macaw species. And we've felt the sadness of scarlet macaws getting lonely, leading to nervous habits like feather biting, a physical manifestation of emotional pain. The scarlet macaw faces challenges in our modern world: habitat disappearing, slow reproduction, isolation, but still, they persist, still beautiful, still calling out, still flying where they can, still needing what all beings need: home, family, connection. Let these thoughts rest gently. The shrinking forest, the lonely bird, the hybrid colors, the persistence. Despite all, you're so deeply at peace, so completely relaxed. Just breathe and be.